The last 10 or so years of the video game industry has really warped and changed my perspective to be more of, instead of an optimist, to be more of a realist, and sometimes even being cynical. And I can't really blame myself or really other people for feeling that way. I mean, we've seen games launched in broken, messed up states to games that literally nickel and dime and milk their player base until there's nothing left. And I've just seen it so much that it's really made me uncertain for the future of AAA gaming, which I have a whole video idea I could easily talk about on how disastrous the AAA space has become. But in the case of, again, to keep it simple and what I've witnessed, it can make anyone really cynical or pissed off at just how far the video game industry has fallen. And it just seems like there's not much really to be excited about once you see all these trends, once you see all these developers, come out and attack their fans for dare questioning or asking questions about the game that they're making. But then we get the few gems in the rough, the diamonds and the little metaphorical shit that really speak to you so much, and then it makes you realize that not everything in this industry is terrible, that there are still gleaming hopes and good games still coming out. And a game like Warframe has basically showed me that it is still possible to make these kinds of games and make them actually enjoyable for anyone to play. And that's really what I'm going to talk about in this video, is basically why Warframe is so important for the gaming industry. Because, well, they do quite a lot of things right. They do some things wrong, but, no game is perfect. But for the most part, they do a lot of things right. So, before I get into the specifics, I'm going to talk about my story in finding out Warframe, because it was a progress. I want to say it was like 2018 when I saw it and thought I'd give it a try. And, yeah, to really keep this story simple, it turned into kind of like a back and forth. Like, there were moments I played it, I enjoyed it, but there was so much content. The game was overwhelming you with so much, like, that it had to offer. I was overwhelmed, and I just backed off because I said, I can't learn all this. It's going to take me how much time to figure it all out? People say on average it takes like 100 hours, and it's like, I don't have 100 hours to start getting into a game. At least Destiny 2 didn't take that long, or even Destiny 1. So I naturally just kept picking it up, putting it back down, back and forth, back and forth. But then a couple months ago, I saw a trailer, or like rather people talking about Warframe 1999. And I was like, what the hell is this? And I watched the trailer and all the footage, and I was like, what the heck is going on? What is this? And, I was really confused, but it started something in me. Because a little bit later, I decided to do my yearly Destiny 2 checkup. I didn't buy any of the new content. I just bought on PlayStation because I got some of the DLCs for free. I just paid like $250 for the 30th anniversary just to finish that off. Get the weapon blueprint pieces to, be able to craft the weapons. Because Destiny has a whole like system of crafting weapons, which is good in theory, but they don't expand upon it beyond that for newer weapons. But anyway, I did all the content in there, and I enjoyed my time with it. Like I said, I didn't buy the new DLC. I didn't buy Final Shape because I don't want to give Bungie any more money than already. But once I finished that, I was like, there's not much left for me to play, so I'm going to go find something else. And then I saw, old Destiny 2 YouTubers, or Destiny YouTubers in general, playing and trying out Warframe. And I was like, you know what? This time, I'm going to get in it. I'm going to buckle down. And I'm going to figure this game out. You know what happened? After all this time, it finally clicked. I finally more or less understood this game and what it has to offer. And really, we're now going to segue right into why, again, the topic of this video, Warframe support for the gaming industry, is that it's fun to play. Your movement isn't hindered. You can go whatever speed you want to go that the game provides you. There's no limitations to it. I mean, there was even a bug that required you, or sorry, rather had the motorcycle from the 1999 campaign accidentally be put in the regular missions. And then you know what happened? The developers added it in as an actual option, which I hate to say this, but that's such a cool thing that you don't really see that often. Mostly developers would patch that out and be like, nah, you don't want that. That's not fun. That's just breaking the game. Kind of reminds me of, I don't know if this was ever changed for GTA Online, but there were so many glitches to get like duffel bags on your character and as well as the police uniform, and they would refuse to let you save that or keep that. And it was just one of those cool things. It's like, it doesn't hurt the game. It's just cool to have. So to see stuff like that the developers, care about little stuff like that and add it into the game officially, that's just, it speaks to me. It does. Because it just shows that they've got a great community and great managers. Because the community, if you have any questions, generally they'll help you out. Because, everybody knows how complicated and crazy that this game can be. And I mean, sometimes I will admit they do overwhelm you with some of the information, but I feel like it helps in a sense, because then after a day and you just letting it marinate, it starts making more sense. But it's just, even the great managers, like, it's just nice to see a sort of, I want to say, wholesome community of people where there's no drama, there's no horrible crap happening. There's no developers saying, "Oh, if you don't like it, or don't buy it, or you're sexist, you're part of the culture wars, you're part of the anti-woke crowd, you don't respect good talent," or that kind of stuff. Because we've been seeing that for the last couple of years, and it's just drives anyone crazy. But it's nice to see, again, a great community and a great team of managers that actually likes their community, respects them, and gives back to it in a way. And that even ties into, they don't milk the cow dry. I mean, yes, it's a free-to-play game. They got to make their money. But everything except some cosmetics you can earn in Warframe, but even then, those cosmetics you can't earn, which I will touch on in a minute. But it's just cool to see that, like, there's, like, the frames, you can earn them yourself. It is grinding for it, but you can still earn them yourself through missions, quests, or just playing the game and grinding out certain activities to get certain relics to crack that will give you those pieces of the frames. And again, it doesn't feel like the game generally wastes the player's time. There is one caveat, in that being, there is a time limit for how long it takes for things to craft, which the tip of the community is always have something crafting in the background. Because some of these crafting times, they could be a couple minutes to literally 72 hours to craft the entire frame once you have all the pieces. So it really takes like 4 days to craft that frame. You can spend platinum to speed it up, but the general sense of the community, and then what they say in large, is do not do that. Just stick it out. It's not worth it. Save that platinum. Because here's the beautiful thing about their premium currency, platinum. You can trade it. Now, there is the personal platinum you get through promotions that you can't trade, and the game will tell you how much you have that will prevent you from doing that. But you could trade that platinum. Now, you have to use something called Warframe Marketplace to do that. And, you set up the trade, but you can still trade. The game has a trading in-game. I mean, you could get an entire frame and its pieces for 75 platinum. Generally, that's the highest I've seen. But again, it does depend on the events and everything. But you can spend that platinum and then craft that frame with those pieces right then and there. And 75 platinum is like, what? I think $4? Like, that's awesome. That's great. It's nice to see that. Like, that you can still craft them and trade that premium currency. Because I have not heard so far, maybe I haven't heard everything, I've not heard of a game that allows you to trade premium currency this freely and easily like this. That's just crazy to me. And it just again builds this community up and adds more things to kind of like sink your teeth in. And I really do appreciate it like this, because it's games like this are why I like gaming. And you just can't go wrong with that, at least in my eyes. And there are some caveats to the game in that you have to for the frames, it does depend on if there's a sort of prime resurgence, which like every so often, I think it's like every month or two, there's some new prime frames, which are basically the better version of the regular frames. So, not all of them have those versions though, but they basically throw in a rotation. You can buy these outright, which I don't recommend. You can again craft them, but again, there's a sort of time limit on it, and then eventually when they get out of rotation, the prices for these things on the marketplace go up, and then it does cost more. But I digress. It's still It's its own little niche thing. But for the genuine most part, a lot of this stuff can be earned in game easily, and you can get that platinum and trade it with players. Even if you have no platinum to start with, you can offer stuff to trade for. So it's just nice to see that. You know, I've just seen so much garbage in this industry the last couple of years, and to see a game like Warframe actually treat their player base nicely, it's glorious. It's nice. I mean, I don't care about the next Call of Duty. I don't care about what Destiny's doing anymore. I don't care about a lot of these other games because now I have a game that actually respects my time and actually treats me like a human being. And I'm going to keep playing this game. I haven't finished everything. I still got a long ways to go in this game. And, you know, I don't maybe play it as actively as I want to, even with my unemployment situation right now. But it's still, like, it's just nice to see that. And my hope is that they're going to keep building upon this game and keep it going for years to come. And it seems like it. I mean, they're getting ready to make a mobile version of this game that you can still play and cross-play with other people, because this game has cross-play. I mean, it's now sort of the industry norm, but that's all I really have to say about it. If you have the time, or you really want to find a game that isn't going to treat you like garbage and it's more on the PvE side, I recommend Warframe. I do. Because your time will be respected. You won't be demonized for it. And there's just plenty of content to do for so long, and there's no time gaining. There's no fear of missing out. It's all there. It's the same content they've had all before. It's just now there's just a lot of it. So you might get a little overwhelmed, but give it a try if you have the time and means to. You know, play with friends. Find some friends, and they can help you out. Learn the game and the mechanics. So anyway, that's pretty much the end of this video. Just wanted to talk about my experience with Warframe recently, why I just feel like we need more games like this. We really do. Because I feel like it just will improve and make this industry a better place to be. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give a like, subscribe, comment down below, as the comments really help me know what you guys want. And yeah, see you on Saturday for another video.